Welcome to this focused explainer. Look, if you're an executive in the manufacturing or distribution sectors, I don't need to tell you that the ground is shifting rapidly. Integrating artificial intelligence into enterprise resource planning systems is no longer just some futuristic concept. It's happening right now, and it promises immense potential for driving digital transformation and serious business growth. But, as with any major technological leap, this integration is fraught with massive hurdles. Today, we're going to unpack the absolute most critical failure points in AI ERP integration, and more importantly, exactly how to overcome them. We'll be looking at direct insights drawn from industry data on these complex implementations, translating all of that into a strategic roadmap you can start using today.
We're cutting straight through the noise today. We'll briefly touch on the AI revolution happening inside organizations right now, but then we are zeroing in on the two biggest roadblocks: defining clear objectives and managing organizational change. Finally, we'll wrap up with the ultimate key to getting this all right.
Okay, let's dive right into part one, the AI revolution in the organization.
When we start wiring capabilities like predictive analytics, computer vision, and machine learning into an ERP environment, we are turning historical record-keeping systems into living, breathing, intelligent engines. The quote here says it perfectly. Implementing an AI-integrated ERP solution signifies radical transformation in how your organization operates. Radical is the absolute key word here, folks. This isn't just hitting update on your software. It is a fundamental, root-level shift in your business operations. Mismanage this, and the risks are severe. You aren't just risking a budget overrun, you are risking total operational paralysis. But manage it right, and you unlock unparalleled efficiency. So how exactly do we manage it right?
Which brings us to part two, and our first major hurdle: defining clear objectives.
Starting an AI-powered ERP implementation without a rock-solid foundation of well-defined goals, that's basically like building a skyscraper on a swamp. You will inevitably run straight into scope creep. That's the silent killer of enterprise projects, right? It's that uncontrolled expansion of the project's scope without any adjustments to time, cost, or resources. Organizations constantly underestimate this because their initial requirements were just poor. Everyone wants AI, but nobody defines what the AI should explicitly do for them. This vagueness severely derails the integration, balloons the budget, and pushes go-live dates back by months, if not years.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core issue we're facing: vague aspirations versus quantitative AI targets. If you go into an implementation saying, "We want to use AI to improve sales," or "We want to automate things," you are already setting yourself up to fail. Those are vague aspirations. A properly implemented AI ERP needs absolute mathematical direction. It craves highly specific, data-driven objectives to optimize its algorithms around. Let me show you what a real quantitative target actually looks like.
It's all about getting hyper-specific. Here is a perfect example derived directly from the research: 15%. Instead of telling your team to improve forecasting, your objective needs to be increase forecast accuracy by exactly 15%. By giving the AI integration team a hard number like that, they can actually tailor the predictive analytics, assess your historical data, and build the exact specific use cases, like leveraging customer segmentation and inventory tracking, to hit that precise 15% metric.
Here is another hyper-specific target. The number one, as in reducing procurement cycle times by exactly 1 week. That is a measurable, undeniable metric. Post-launch, you can pull up your dashboard and know without a shadow of a doubt whether the AI integration was successful or not. You use these specific metrics to monitor progress every single step of the way.
So how do we actually lock in those targets? Here is your actionable blueprint. Step 1. You have to analyze existing bottlenecks. Find the tasks that are literally eating your resources alive. Step 2. Please do not just leave this to IT. You have to engage cross-department users, from sales to finance, who actually know the daily workflow. Step 3. Pinpoint specific AI use cases, like automated inventory or streamlined forecasting. And Step 4. Prioritize your quick wins to prove the concept and build momentum. If you follow this blueprint, you solve the objective problem. But as you'll see, even with perfect goals, there's a much bigger hurdle waiting for us.
That brings us to part three. Challenge number 2. Managing organizational change.
You know, you can have absolutely flawless AI algorithms and perfectly clean data migration, but if you ignore the human element, the entire system is going to crash and burn. The technology is usually the easy part.
People are the complex part. So, let me pose a direct question to you. Why do employees resist these new AI-powered systems? I mean, it's supposed to make their jobs easier, right? It's supposed to automate the boring stuff. So why on earth does almost every major integration face severe internal pushback?
Well, the answer lies in what we call the gravity of legacy systems. Think about it. Your employees become deeply accustomed to the old systems, the manual workarounds, those massive familiar spreadsheets. Even if the old way is terribly inefficient, it's comfortable. AI represents a radical new way of working. It rips people right out of their comfort zones. It creates natural friction because you aren't just asking them to click a different set of buttons, you are often asking them to trust an invisible algorithm instead of their own intuition. And guys, that is a massive psychological leap.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we combat that gravity. To overcome that resistance, you need a powerful coalition of advocates. It takes buy-in across literally every slice of the organization. Executive sponsors to reinforce the importance from the top down, department heads involved early to champion the initiative, power users embedded within the teams to act as peer change agents, and end users who clearly see the value. If you miss any of these groups, your adoption is going to stall out completely.
To guarantee that buy-in, you've got to deploy a robust change management strategy. First, secure that executive sponsorship immediately. Openly communicate the actual value. Don't hide the ball. Address concerns with total transparency. Next, provide role-based training. Please, whatever you do, don't just hand out a generic 100-page manual. Customize the training to their specific skills and daily tasks. You can also design gamification incentives to motivate engagement. And definitely lean on those power users as peer change agents right there on the floor.
But listen to me, the job absolutely does not end at go live. Honestly, poor user adoption usually creeps in a few weeks after launch, as people quietly regress to their old, comfortable habits. To sustain adoption post-launch, you have to be proactive. Appoint designated floor walkers and super users to literally hold people's hands during those critical initial weeks. Conduct refresher training periodically. Run interactive showcase events where business teams can actually experience the AI capabilities. And crucially, blast those early wins and KPIs in your company communications. Show them that the system is actually working.
Finally, we arrive at part 4, the real key to successful implementation.
We've explored the massive risks of scope creep and the sheer psychological gravity of legacy systems. But when you master these two pillars, when you enforce strategic alignment through rigorous quantitative objectives and ensure comprehensive user adoption through layered change management, you completely flip the script. The AI ERP integration transforms from a massive operational risk into an incredible competitive advantage. It unlocks those real-time, data-driven decisions that position your organization to fundamentally outperform the competition. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. Look at your next big IT budget. Are you truly ready to genuinely transform your operations, to define the hard metrics and change your company culture? Or are you just upgrading your software and hoping for the best? That choice is going to dictate the entire future of your business. Thanks for joining me.